He is not merely a singer. He is a cultural phenomenon whose reach extends far beyond music. His solo songs have broken streaming records worldwide, his appearances at airports ignite headlines, and his fashion choices routinely spark global trends. He is, in essence, a one-man marketing powerhouse. American corporations are acutely aware of this. To them, Jungkook represents the rarest of opportunities, an artist who embodies the glamour of K-pop while simultaneously appealing to Western mainstream audiences. Unlike many global stars who peak within a niche, Jungkook has transcended cultural boundaries. He is both distinctly Korean and universally relatable, a bridge between markets that brands are desperate to cross. The timing of this pursuit is not accidental. The US market is experiencing a wave of shifts. Younger consumers distrust traditional celebrity endorsements and instead look for authenticity. Jungkook provides exactly that. His reputation for hard work, humility, and artistry aligns with what Gen Z and millennials demand from public figures. At the same time, his polished image makes him ideal for luxury fashion, lifestyle, and even technology campaigns. Brands like Calvin Klein have already demonstrated the scale of his influence. When Jungkook became their global ambassador, sales skyrocketed, and digital impressions hit record highs. That single partnership set a precedent, showing that Jungkook's power could move not just fans, but entire consumer markets. Observing that success, other American brands, from luxury houses to billion-dollar tech firms, see him as the golden key to capturing both Asian and Western youth markets simultaneously. This explains why the chase has intensified. Fashion labels, beverage companies, streaming platforms, and consumer electronics giants are all in competition for his name, image, and presence. His signature is no longer just about music. It has become a corporate prize. For HYBE, this situation is double-edged. On one hand, Jungkook's global demand validates their strategy of positioning BTS and its members as world-class icons. Every endorsement deal and brand approach underscores HYBE's success in creating a once-in-a-generation star. But on the other hand, HYBE is facing a serious risk: loss of control. If American corporations succeed in building direct relationships with Jungkook, they could bypass HYBE's tight grip. In the world of global branding, contracts and negotiations often create leverage points that shift power away from management companies and toward the brands themselves. HYBE cannot afford for Jungkook to become more loyal to American megabrands than to their internal strategy. Moreover, there is the fear of dilution. If too many major US brands attach themselves to Jungkook without careful curation, the exclusivity that makes him so valuable could be compromised. For HYBE, this requires delicate balancing, allowing Jungkook to expand while preventing him from being taken over by forces outside their ecosystem. Behind the scenes, what is unfolding is not just a matter of endorsements, but a tug-of-war over influence and profit. American corporations are accustomed to working with global stars on their terms. They see Jungkook as an independent powerhouse who could anchor entire campaigns. HYBE, however, views him as a cornerstone of their business model, an asset that cannot be allowed to operate too freely outside their control. This creates friction. For instance, while a brand may want Jungkook to front an ambitious multi-year campaign in the US, HYBE must weigh how that aligns with their own plans for his solo music, BTS's group activities, and other HYBE-driven brand partnerships. Each contract Jungkook signs in America could reshape the dynamics of his career, and HYBE knows they are playing with high stakes. What intensifies the tension is the fact that Jungkook himself has shown signs of independence. His creative choices, musical explorations, and bold steps into global markets indicate that he is not simply content to be managed. He has the talent, charisma, and fan base to stand on his own. For American brands, this makes him even more appealing. For HYBE, it makes him more unpredictable. Another layer to this struggle is the role of fans. Jungkook's fandom is not passive. It is one of the most organized, passionate, and influential fan bases in the world. When a brand collaborates with him, fans respond immediately with loyalty-driven purchasing power. This consumer behavior is measurable and undeniable. Entire products sell out within hours, and brand visibility skyrockets overnight. American brands are aware that securing Jungkook means securing not only a celebrity face, but also an active global army of consumers. HYBE, however, knows that fan loyalty can sometimes clash with corporate agendas. Fans can resist over-commercialization, push back against partnerships they see as exploitative, or demand that Jungkook be allowed more freedom. In this sense, the fans themselves are part of the equation that makes HYBE uneasy. Though much of this is about business and strategy, there is also an emotional undercurrent that cannot be ignored. For HYBE, Jungkook is not just an artist. He is the youngest member of BTS, the group that built their empire. Letting him slip too far into the grasp of American corporations feels like losing part of their identity as a company. For American brands, however, Jungkook represents possibility, the chance to redefine what it means to have a global face of a product, one who unites markets across continents. The stakes are not only financial, but also symbolic. Whoever wins, Jungkook gains cultural dominance. For HYBE, losing ground would mean being seen as unable to protect their most precious star. For the brands, landing him means achieving something no other company has, making the world's most influential K-pop idol the face of American consumerism. As the months move forward, this tension is expected to intensify. With Jungkook's continued dominance in both music and fashion, the offers from American brands will only grow larger and more irresistible. HYBE must decide whether to tighten control or strategically share influence. Both paths carry risks. Too much restriction could push Jungkook toward independence. Too much openness could weaken HYBE's position. What is certain, however, is that the story is far from over. The global stage is watching closely. Fans are monitoring every move, and corporations are sharpening their strategies. Jungkook stands at the center of it all, not just as a singer, but as the most sought-after figure in the global cultural marketplace. And as American giants close in, HYBE is learning that even empires built on talent and vision can feel the pressure of losing their brightest star. This was the case study American corporations needed. It demonstrated in real time that Jungkook was not only a celebrity endorsement, but a guaranteed engine of consumer demand. In an era where influencer marketing has grown saturated and audiences are skeptical, Jungkook cut through the noise with authenticity and star power. That partnership showed how one man could shift brand perception globally in a matter of hours. The result? Every American corporation, from fashion houses to beverage giants, began drawing up strategies to secure their own Jungkook effect. Fashion is only one sector. Technology corporations have also been circling Jungkook. For them, the appeal is even broader. Imagine the global impact if Jungkook became the face of a new smartphone line, a streaming platform, or a music tech innovation. His image wouldn't just sell products, it would symbolize the fusion of culture and technology. Reports within the industry suggest that at least 2 major US-based tech firms have attempted to make offers. These are not small-scale collaborations, but multi-year, multi-platform deals worth tens of millions of dollars. Such offers are designed to bind Jungkook's image to the future of their technology ecosystems, essentially making him a symbol of American tech innovation. HYBE, of course, recognizes the risks here. A deal of that scale could eclipse HYBE's own branding efforts, making Jungkook more recognizable as the face of an American product than as part of their carefully curated artist portfolio. This is why HYBE has been cautious, declining or slowing down negotiations that might entangle Jungkook in commitments that reduce their own leverage. Another tension lies between luxury and lifestyle brands. Luxury houses view Jungkook as the perfect bridge to high-end exclusivity. He can sell products that cost thousands of dollars without alienating younger fans. At the same time, lifestyle brands like sportswear companies and beverage corporations see him as approachable and relatable. The competition between these two sectors has intensified to the point where American corporations are quietly lobbying for exclusivity. This puts HYBE in an almost impossible position. If Jungkook aligns too closely with luxury, lifestyle brands lose interest. If he leans into lifestyle, luxury brands may back off. Yet both sectors are critical to his global image. Too much exclusivity risks alienating certain consumer groups. Too little exclusivity risks diluting his brand value. Thus, HYBE is forced into a balancing act, managing Jungkook's exposure in a way that maximizes profit but also prevents oversaturation. Their cautious approach, however, frustrates American corporations who are used to moving quickly when they identify a prime cultural asset. While the headlines focus on which brand will land Jungkook next, behind closed doors, HYBE has been recalibrating its strategies. Insiders report that the company has been tightening contractual controls. Recent endorsement contracts are believed to contain stricter clauses ensuring that HYBE maintains final say over scheduling, marketing tone, and creative direction. This allows them to prevent Jungkook's image from being used in ways that might conflict with their broader strategy. Expanding HYBE America. By strengthening its U.S. operations, HYBE aims to negotiate with American corporations on more equal footing. They are hiring brand strategists and legal experts in New York and Los Angeles to deal directly with global firms, ensuring HYBE does not lose ground in negotiations, protecting group identity. HYBE has also emphasized that Jungkook's activities must align with BTS's collective identity. This is not just about loyalty. It's about reminding corporations that Jungkook is part of a larger machine, one that HYBE controls. These moves reveal HYBE's awareness of the threat. But they also expose their fear that Jungkook might eventually outgrow even their grip if American corporations offer him opportunities that are too tempting to resist. An often overlooked factor is the role fans play in shaping this power struggle. Jungkook's fandom has repeatedly demonstrated the ability to influence corporate decisions. If fans feel that a brand is exploiting him, they can stage boycotts or negative campaigns that tarnish the brand's reputation. On the other hand, when fans approve, they deliver record-breaking results. American corporations understand this dynamic, which is why they are carefully tailoring their pitches to appeal not only to Jungkook, but also to his fan base. Campaigns emphasize authenticity, artistry, and respect for his identity rather than reducing him to a mere modeled HYBE. However, fears that fan-driven loyalty to corporations could shift the balance of power. If fans begin associating Jungkook more with a specific American brand than with HYBE or BTS, the company could lose control over his narrative. This explains HYBE's urgency in framing every collaboration as artist first rather than brand first. Adding to HYBE's anxiety is the question of Jungkook's independence. While there is no public indication that he plans to separate from HYBE, his solo ventures and increasing global recognition have sparked conversations about what might happen if he pursued a more independent path. American corporations, for their part, would welcome such a shift. A Jungkook who negotiates directly with brands could become one of the most powerful independent entertainers in history, free from corporate limitations, free to align with whichever global partnerships he desires. That possibility, however theoretical, hangs in the air as a looming scenario that HYBE cannot ignore. Beneath the financial and strategic layers lies something more personal. For HYBE, Jungkook is not just another asset. He is the youngest member of the group that built their empire. Seeing American corporations attempt to claim him as their own is unsettling, not only because of money, but because of pride. Losing him, even partially, would feel like a betrayal of the system HYBE created. For Jungkook, however, the emotional weight may be different. His career has always been about growth, exploration, and breaking boundaries. The attention from American megabrands is not only validation of his global power, but also an opportunity to carve a legacy that goes beyond the confines of K-pop. This duality, HYBE's pride and Jungkook's ambition, creates the emotional undertone that makes this power struggle so compelling. As the chase intensifies, one thing is clear. The struggle over Jungkook is about more than endorsements. It is about who will define the next era of global pop culture. Will it be HYBE, holding tight to its crown jewel and ensuring he remains firmly within their vision? Or will American corporations succeed in reshaping him into a broader global icon, one that transcends even his origins? At this point, the outcome is still uncertain. HYBE is fighting to keep its empire intact, but the pressure is mounting with every new offer, every new campaign, and every fan-driven viral moment. The stakes grow higher with each passing month, and the world is watching to see whether Jungkook will remain under HYBE's wing or step further into the grasp of American corporate power.